Now, I know you enjoyed that, but this is a truly shattering, sad, and serious business, because for the people in those pictures, and I know we've had some fun with it, and we've been quirky with the words we've used for those places in Gurugram, but imagine what it's like for that man dragging his scooter through the water, people in chest-deep flood waters after just a couple of hours of rain in a city that was supposed to be India's Singapore. I'm joined now by someone who does live in Gurugram. Lakshmi Rana is a citizen of that so-called Millennium City that's completely underwater. She's a supermodel and founder of an education platform called Wilderby Talent Camp. Lakshmi, welcome. Again, I wish these were under better circumstances, but you truly live in one of the worst places in India when it rains. Isn't that true, Lakshmi?
Absolutely, Shiv. It's been an absolute nightmare to wade through these waters to get to my work area, which, for the past 10 days, I've been going to Taj for the India Couture Week. And it's been a complete nightmare to even plan to reach on time because, if the Google Map says it's about 45 minutes, it could take about more than 1.5 hours or 2 hours or sometimes 2.5 hours to actually reach my workplace. And I can only imagine what everybody else goes through, people who don't have that much of resources or their own car to kind of deal with things like this. It's been a complete nightmare.
In India, the rain is considered to be auspicious, and people are supposed to be happy when it rains. And in cinema, when it rains, it always means it augurs for good things are going to happen. For someone like you, and I've been there as well, Lakshmi. Honestly, when it starts raining, your heart must sink. You're wondering, how you're going to get to work, how you're going to get to wherever you need to be.
Yes, it all depends upon circumstances, right? If I'm inside the safety of my own house, it's a good thing. Rains are beautiful. But as soon as you have to step out, it's a nightmare, So my heart does sink, and I do think about how I'm going to reach my workplace and whether my car will give up in between. I have no idea what's going to happen, how the day is going to turn out.
It's incredible how, the blame game in a place like Gurugram has become so normalized. We had the former Chief Minister of Haryana at one of our NDTV events a few days ago, Lakshmi, and he's someone who's the Urban Development Minister right now. And the way he spoke, he's an honorable man. He used to be the Chief Minister, ML Khattar. But the way he spoke makes it sound like this kind of thing has become so normalized. When it starts raining, we automatically assume there's going to be terrible traffic. We assume there's going to be a horrible amount of inconvenience in our lives. As Indians, we've stopped questioning whether things can actually get better because we've forgotten what it probably is like, or we never knew what it's like to be in a city or be in a town where a little bit of rain isn't actually such a big deal.
I feel it's a lot to do with accountability, isn't it, Shiv? I don't think we have really been a country which is truly accountable to our faults, and I don't know why nobody takes any kind of onus or responsibility for the things that comes in their charter of duty. I remember years back, it must be about 10 to 12 years back, when I was driving to work and my car broke down in between because there was so much water. And today we are living in a place after 12 years later, 13 years later, where it's the same situation. However, I do feel that also, it's a responsibility of us citizens as well to put in that effort. There are people who we need to kind of stand up against this problem. We need to kind of get onto the roads and ask that, you need to be accountable for something like this. There has to be changes. And, we are only discussing this mostly. And, I don't think anybody is going to, I don't know how much help this is going to do. I mean, how much, how are we going to bring about a change in the system just by discussions? I feel there's a lot that we can do as citizens. We need to stand up against this problem for sure, because this is year after year of torture in a city like Gurugram, where we have expats from all over the world who live here. And it is actually really embarrassing to be a part of this, very, very sad situation, civic sense in in a city like Gurugram, for
You know,
sure.
Lakshmi, while you and I are talking about this very serious situation, you have this little smile on your face, which is I think part of how we've come to just normalize this whole thing. We've put up our hands and said, this is never going to change. What do we really do about it? So, that's the reason why here on NDTV we've started something called Our Cities, Our Fight. In the hope that this is not going to be a kind of seasonal conversation. The next time we have you on the show, we'd love to call you to the studio and not have you worry about, your Thar becoming a boat and getting to the NDTV office. But the truth is, what you've said is exactly right. It's about accountability. It's the fact that, in Haryana, for instance, you've got the same government for a record 3 terms. But, the civic chaos, the urban decay, the fact that Gurugram has become a kind of hellhole, doesn't seem to be a voter issue.
Absolutely. The funny part is that, I'm really amused by this fact that, we all studied in our textbooks, that, our forefathers, especially starting from the Harappan culture, the drainage was the first thing that we would, put in town planning. And here, I don't know why we do not cater to proper drainage in our modern cities. And with the kind of infrastructure load that every city is suffering, it's shocking.
It really is shocking, and I hope for more accountability as we begin this campaign to reclaim our cities, not just Gurugram. Remember, if that is of any consolation, obviously, this is truly an urban pandemic in this country, and we're going to be talking about it everywhere. Even the pictures on our screen right now are from Kolkata, from Mumbai, from Ghaziabad. I had friends in Indirapuram who were talking about their cars disappearing underwater today as well. So it is a scary situation, and it's a big fight to be had, but we will fight it. Lakshmi, good luck. Thank you very much for being with me on the story today.